Hi, and welcome to Richard Thoughts. I'm your host, Richard Allen, and I'll come to you on a daily basis to talk about what my thoughts are for the day. Currently, it's impeachment time, and it just boggles my mind how two sets of people see an issue in two separate ways. For instance, the Republicans think that Donald Trump has done nothing wrong, and the Democrats feel that he's done everything wrong. And there's no happy medium in the middle. But from the way I see it, this guy's done a lot of stuff. He went to Ukraine and they used the words quid pro quo. But let me tell you what that means. Quid pro quo means that I say, hey, Daryl, can you help me buy this sandwich over here? I'm starving. And Daryl goes, yeah, I'll buy you this sandwich if you do me a favor. That doesn't sound right, right? Exactly. And so you have Ukraine here, you have Turkey over here, you got Russia in the front. And Congress passed a bill that allows the United States to give Ukraine these missiles that would shoot through the tanks of Russia because Russia was on their threshold trying to take over. Because remember, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia. It's now alleged that Donald Trump also tried to do a deal with the former president of Ukraine and now with the new president of Ukraine. So here we go. Ukraine is now waiting for these missiles. They're waiting for these missiles. And Donald Trump goes, oh, yeah, I got your missiles. But I need you to do me a favor. I need you to get all the dirt you can get me on Joe Biden. See, Joe Biden is running for president, and Donald Trump, for some reason, feels threatened by Joe Biden. I don't know why, because he's mano a mano, man to man. But then again, so the phone call was intercepted. Now, when you're the president, it's not like you're on the phone by yourself and no one else is listening. There are teams of people listening just in case something happens and they can interpret and come up with a strategy how to offset if something went wrong. So they all listen on the telephone. And one of the listeners heard Donald Trump say, do me a favor. And that's where the whistleblower came in. He reported it. But Donald Trump has stacked the deck with everyone, the attorney general, everyone, the judges. These are all his people. So he's insulated. But I promise you, it's going to come to an end because this can't continue on like this. But anyway, let's just hope that nothing tragic happens. I mean, he's out there killing folks now. He's enjoying the feeling of this. You know, it's interesting. You would think if you murdered someone in the morning, me personally, I wouldn't leave the house. You know, I'd probably feel some kind of way about it. But every time he kills someone, he wants to pop up, show his face, go in the crowd, take the walk and wave and brag about it. It's not a good person. Uh, it's not a good person. And I want you to really think about that. So we've gotten through the holiday season. Martin Luther King's birthday is coming up. I met his daughter the youngest one, years ago. And we brought her to an event to the keynote speaker. And she was very bitter. I promise you that. Her message was, my father was more than just a dream. And it got me thinking about that. I mean, she wouldn't sign the order. She just to interact with us, she wouldn't do it unless she was buying her book. She wouldn't do it. But I guess if you've grown up all your life, over 50 years, and then all you hear is, I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream. Not to even talk about all the other works that he's done, but to continue to have him and capitalize on that day on the parapet of Washington, with that speech, and his free at last speech. That's the only two things that came out of his mouth. When he was at the March on Washington, that was Bayard Rustin and A. Philip Randolph. These were the guys that organized that event. And they organized that event for the Pullman's Association. These are the men that service the trains for the train line. But during that period of time, that's when men were considered boys. Now, how I'm a 62-year-old man, and you looking at me saying, hey, boy, come carry my bag. Hey, boy, hey, boy, hey, boy. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown man. So they marched on Washington, and on their signs, they said, I am a man. Martin Luther King's speech went over so well that when they think about the March on Washington, they think about just that speech, but it was much more than that. That's how life is. You'll have one event and something will come and take over, and what you were there initially for becomes what is now what you're there for. So, I'd like to thank you for listening to my page. Subscribe. If you'd like to become a patriarch for this page, to support it, I would greatly appreciate it. I thank you and look forward to me coming on every day just to share my thoughts. Let's be careful out there. Let's be cognizant of these crazy folks with these rifles and guns. And before I go, I want to talk about one more thing. I want to talk about innocent violence. The first lessons we teach our children, the good versus evil, we teach them that evil looks like us, like this. And society uses different words to describe different actions. But for some reason, it keeps coming back to shade. If your child does well in school, they call them bright. And if your child does really well in school, they call them brilliant. Well, let's think about it. When you say your child is bright, that means he understands. If you say your child is brilliant, they said this is a strategic oriented, solution oriented. You get it. Well, again, those are all shades of light. And we strive for this brightness and we strive for this brilliance. But as a man of color, I sometimes wonder, how wonderful it would be if I was striving for my darkness. Just something to think about. I'm Richard Allen. Subscribe, please. Thank you very much.